I had a roundtable conversation at Headland's Coffee House a couple months ago before I got sick this year. And these guys, you know, they grew up here or they've been here most of their life doing business. They're all well-to-do. Well, most of them were. And I was the not well-to-do person at the table. But we carried a lively conversation about various topics. And one of them was I had asked them about the graveyard overlooking Noyo Harbor, you know. This is Noyo Headlands and this is the graveyard. And I told them, you know, it's funny all these marketing schemes they use to get people to come to our little town in the wilderness, Northern California coast. And they swore up and down that what I was saying wasn't true. What I asked them was, you know, I noticed the signs say these aren't even the real people. They don't even know who's buried in the graveyard, if anybody, you know, because the sign there told me that you know, they were just speculating. And so they swore I was wrong. And it's amazing how a majority can make you feel like, well, gosh, I guess I must be wrong because everyone's disagreeing with me. But right here on the sign, this is, well, anyway, here's McPherson. There's a street named after him. He was one of the original town leaders or founders. I don't know the history of him yet. Anyway, the mysteries are all buried in the past. And these, they depict these as people that might have been buried here, and I guess for a tourist that's good enough for truth, huh? But I mean, really, what the sign says is the 3 remaining gravestones in this pioneer cemetery mark grave sites of soldiers from the Fort Bragg Army Post. This may also be the last resting place of sailors and fishermen lost at sea, or the victims of sawmill accidents. Rumor has it that Alexander McPherson, this guy, Alexander McPherson, the original owner of the Noyo Mill, that's the mill, we're on the mill site here. There used to be a big sawmill here. And they have done a wonderful job turning it into something very enjoyable. Anyway, rumor has it that Alexander McPherson, the original owner of the Noyo Mill, lies here too. Okay. Keyword lies. The mill he built illegally on the Mendocino Indian Reservation made him wealthy for a time, but like the Bible says, but the death of his young wife preceded a tumble in his fortunes. In 1878, he was partially paralyzed from falling off a horse. I guess that would be his high horse. He died a year and a half later, and no one knows exactly where he was buried. And these are faces of unknown residents in the late 1800s, like those buried in this cemetery. They have to make it multicultural, you see. So here's some Indian folks and a black person. Here's an older white person and a young kind of tan person. And then McPherson doing the whole Masonic symbol of Napoleon, you know, like Napoleon did. That's a Masonic sign of having a picture taken with your hand in your jacket like that. Wow. 3 remaining gravestones. That's right here. Okay, and I left some bait out for the vultures in hopes that they would come for a photo opportunity, but okay. We're not quite sure who's buried here. I think the truth is buried here. It's an interesting design. I'm just wondering why all this other stuff here. It's metal gravestone right here. Put some hamburger out for the birds, but they're just not biting. Oh, there's a gravesite here. It might be a child. We don't know. Rumor has it might be a child. So where the truth is buried, beware dangerous cliffs. They crumble just like McPherson's fortune. Please stay away from the edge. Oh, look, somebody's boat. Somebody crashed. Wow. Check it out. Hope they're okay. I can't get a close-up on it.